doesn't necessarily mean that the road was not rough. So she can keep her advice. You trying to reach some of your goals are gonna be incongruent with some of the goals he's trying to reach. You just gotta find a happy medium.
I think she believed that they have done that. They're there at that point in their life.
And so he had to cheat to get there? What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the other. It's like she's kind of grooming you to be a mini male.
And that's not gonna happen.
Well, she's trying to create a male junior.
But why?
Like the mini-me male.
I just wanna be me.
I really think Mel wants somebody that wants to be like her. If you handing out blueprints, that means you want a duplicate of you. Tisha's happy in her skin. She needs to pick somebody else.
Our situation is different. Marcel is not cheating on me.
Exactly.
So it's like, no. It has taken a lot of work to, get to us to where we're at right now.
There was a time he didn't want you to get your license.
The news broke not like a storm, but like a slow leak, a quiet revelation that grew into a roar. It started with whispers, the kind that move through fan communities like a secret. But soon, those whispers became too loud to ignore, circling around two women whose friendship had once seemed unshakable. People who had shared quiet moments of comfort, who stood beside each other through public heartbreak.
Really that deep for me, Kimmi. It was a key moment.
My point is, I anticipate key moments. I take them on the chin, but when I give them back, then it's a problem. When you decide that it's reasonable for you to talk about whatever it was you heard, but when we talk about what we heard, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble,
with who?
and we gotta have a meeting with Mel.
We're in trouble. No.
So then when we're gonna have a conversation, most of my conversation in that moment was, no, I don't wanna talk about that.
Because you had made it clear to me that when it came to his ongoing case, you didn't really want to have discussion surrounding that. So I said, again, trying to respect, I said, I ain't talking about that.
And who seemed to have a bond strong enough to survive the chaos of reality television. But something changed, and this time the shift wasn't about a petty argument or a small misunderstanding. It came from a truth Melody had carried quietly for too long, a truth she finally decided to release, not with anger, but with a clarity so sharp it cut through every illusion surrounding her relationships. Before the cameras caught the moment, before social media erupted, there was a tension fans felt but couldn't explain. Melody's demeanor shifted whenever Kimmi's name came up. Kimmi's responses changed whenever Melody entered a scene. It wasn't the usual reality TV friction. It was heavier, deeper, the kind of weight two people carry when they both sense something is broken, but neither one wants to admit how badly. And when Melody finally opened up and shared what she had been holding inside, it didn't just reveal a betrayal.
How often have you heard accusations from me about Maurice?
You don't say, Kimmi, Maurice cheated. I asked you directly. If you knew something, I want you to tell me. And I would want you to tell me prior to walking around town implying it. The little underhanded, like those comments, I'm not cool with them ever.
If you look over the years, you haven't heard me make many comments pertaining to you and Maurice. I ask questions about topics that are big in the media at the moment.
I don't care what is popular on social media.
And that's
there
why
was a whole popular social media about whatever you did to your ex. And we didn't sit down every day and talk about whatever bad butt job you got. Nobody talked about that.
It shattered a narrative the world thought was solid. But to understand the impact of this revelation, you have to look back at the beginning, when things were simple and supportive and filled with a sisterhood that felt unbreakable. In the earlier seasons, Melody and Kimmi seemed like living proof that real friendships could survive the pressure of reality TV. Melody was navigating heartbreak, public embarrassment, and the overwhelming weight of rebuilding her life after a painful divorce. Kimmi was dealing with her own battles, including the uncertainty of her health and the emotional toll her diagnosis brought into her home. They were two women fighting different wars, but finding comfort in each other's experiences. Fans loved their dynamic because it felt real. unscripted and deeply human. Melody trusted Kimmi. She opened up to her. She believed Kimmi understood the importance of keeping private moments sacred, especially while being filmed in front of millions.
We are in a great place as well, you know? I just feel like at the end of the day, when you have mature people who are wanting to, you know, just enjoy life and move forward in a great space in life, it's easy to get along. Like, getting along shouldn't be hard. And that was my thing. I used to say that and people were looking at me funny, but now I think they get it. Like, I'm not used to having to have sit-down conversations all the time about issues with people I call my friends. I've never had to do that. And so it gets very draining. And that's kind of where I got when it got
Kimmi. But what nobody realized was that cracks were forming. Small ones at first, almost invisible. A shift in tone here, a strange comment there, a moment where Kimmi defended someone who had openly hurt Melody. Another moment where she seemed aligned with people who historically caused trouble for her friend. Nothing explosive, nothing that screamed betrayal, just small things that slowly created emotional distance. Melody tried to ignore it. She chose peace, hoping that the friendship she valued would survive whatever was happening behind the scenes. But the more successful Melody became, the more pressure built around her. Storylines centered on her. Cast members formed alliances to either support her or stand against her. And in the middle of that storm, Melody started noticing something she could no longer ignore. Kimmi wasn't just distancing herself, she was shifting in ways Melody didn't recognize. It began with comments that didn't match private conversations. Kimmi would be supportive in private, offering advice and comfort. But on screen, she would take a different tone, questioning Melody's motives and expressing doubts she never brought up in private. She placed herself in the middle of conflicts that had nothing to do with her. Confessional scenes showed a side of her that didn't match their off-camera friendship. Still, Melody stayed silent. She had already carried enough emotional battles. She didn't want another one, and she desperately didn't want to believe that someone she trusted was slowly becoming part of the machinery that made her life harder. But then everything changed. Not because of a single conversation, but because Melody discovered the one thing she never expected. Someone she trusted had shared private details about her life during one of her darkest emotional seasons. She didn't say anything immediately. She didn't confront Kimmi or bring it to the group. She simply watched. She observed how certain storylines magically appeared at the perfect time. She noticed how certain cast members suddenly had information they should have never known. She paid attention to how producer questions were becoming disturbingly specific, questions only someone close to her would know to ask. And here's where the twist nobody expected comes in. The person feeding those details was Kimmi. Not loudly, not in an explosive moment. Quietly, strategically, like someone who wanted to keep her hands clean while still shaping the narrative around her. Melody's heart sank, but she said nothing. She waited, hoping it was all a misunderstanding. But week after week, new pieces of information kept surfacing, information Melody had shared with only one person. And when the truth finally became impossible to deny, Melody reached her breaking point. She had carried the weight long enough. She had tolerated the whispers, the shifts, the subtle digs. She had endured being painted as the villain while the real problems grew quietly behind the scenes. Finally, during what seemed like a simple live session, not a reunion, not a dramatic on-camera confrontation, Melody calmly told the world what really happened. She didn't raise her voice, she didn't call names. She simply explained that someone she trusted had taken personal details from private conversations and shared them with producers and cast members, who later used that information to create drama, stir conflict, and shape storylines around her. At first, she didn't say who it was. She didn't need to. Fans instantly connected the dots. And then Melody said it clearly, with no hesitation. It was Kimmi. The reaction was immediate. Comments flooded in. Fans were shocked, confused, emotional, and in disbelief. Some refused to believe it at first. Others weren't surprised at all, claiming they had sensed tension long before Melody confirmed it. But Melody didn't stop there. She explained that this betrayal didn't happen overnight. It was a slow unraveling, a series of choices Kimmi made to position herself closer to producers and cast members who often clashed with Melody. She shared that Kimmi would smile in her face one moment and quietly contribute to narratives that portrayed her as the root of the show's problems. And then came the moment that changed everything. Melody revealed she had proof, actual receipts, screenshots, messages, audio clips, evidence of conversations where Kimmi discussed Melody's emotional struggles with outsiders who weren't even part of the show. Evidence that she had participated in storyline shaping, feeding producers specific details that only someone close would know. Evidence that demonstrated how her private pain became public entertainment. The first screenshot Melody shared was enough to break the internet. It showed Kimmi explaining one of Melody's personal situations to someone who had no business knowing. It wasn't said with cruelty, but it crossed a boundary that should have never been touched. It ruptured the trust Melody had held onto for years. Then came even more shocking proof, screenshots where producers asked Melody questions that were too detailed to be random, questions that could have only been formed with inside information. And it wasn't general, it was deep, personal, painful. Fans were stunned. But here's the moment that made everyone gasp. Melody revealed that Kimmi didn't just spread information, she used it strategically to shape her own image. She made choices that positioned her as the calm voice of reason, while letting Melody look like the emotional, unpredictable one. It wasn't accidental, it wasn't passive, it was a quiet strategy that kept her hands clean while placing Melody at the center of every storm. People began re-watching old episodes, noticing moments they once overlooked. Those scenes where Kimmi sat silently while rumors were thrown at Melody. Moments where she stepped back while other cast members used private details against her. Confessionals where she questioned Melody's decisions, even though she privately supported them. Fans no longer saw her as neutral. They saw cracks. They saw the truth Melody had been carrying alone. The hypocrisy became impossible to ignore. Melody pointed out how Kimmi had been quick to judge others while defending questionable behavior in her own circle. When new cast member Suni Minx faced backlash, Melody highlighted the double standard. She recalled how Kimmi had refused to call Martel's mistress a side chick during Melody's marriage breakdown, yet had plenty to say about others. It wasn't just about the betrayal itself. It was about the years of watching Kimmi play both sides, offering comfort in private while leaving room for doubt in public. Then came the response fans didn't expect. Kimmi spoke out. She didn't deny everything. She admitted she may have repeated things she shouldn't have. She blamed editing. She blamed misunderstandings. She claimed producers manipulated situations and twisted her intentions. But her explanation didn't match the evidence. Her tone didn't erase the private conversations Melody shared. And although she insisted she never wanted to hurt Melody, her actions told a different story. Maurice felt the pressure instantly. As Kimmi's husband, he wanted to protect her, but the evidence was too heavy to ignore. He walked a tightrope between defending his wife and acknowledging the hurt Melody experienced. His own reactions became part of the storyline, a new layer of tension building around a situation already spiraling out of control. Meanwhile, Martel seized the moment. He used the drama to stir the pot further, adding comments that made things worse. Even though his own past actions caused half of Melody's pain, it was messy, and it made the entire situation even more complicated. But the person most affected was Melody. This wasn't just another reality show argument. This wasn't a petty feud or a producer-manufactured conflict. This was heartbreak. Melody had survived betrayal in marriage, public embarrassment, and emotional turmoil witnessed by millions. But losing a friend she trusted during those difficult years cut deeper than any televised argument. And yet, she didn't collapse. She rose, just like she has every time life tried to break her. She spoke her truth with calmness and strength. She didn't use insults, she didn't drag anyone. She simply revealed the truth she had carried in silence. And once she released it, the entire cast dynamic shifted instantly, because now the world knew what really happened. Now the world understood why Melody's tone changed over the years. Now the world saw the real reason behind the distance, the side eyes, the awkward silence, the sudden shift in loyalty. The reunion became a battleground. Kimmi confronted Melody directly, accusing her of making underhanded comments about Maurice's fidelity and his DUI arrest. Melody pushed back, saying she never directly accused anyone, but simply raised questions based on what was publicly available. Kimmi said she was exhausted by the constant hints and suggestions, telling Melody that while she never directly accused, she kept throwing stones and hiding her hands. Fans watched the exchange unfold and took sides. Some defended Melody, saying Kimmi had been two-faced for years. Others said Melody was doing what she always does, stirring drama and refusing to take accountability when confronted directly. Social media exploded with reactions. Viewers who had watched these women for seasons suddenly felt like they were seeing everything through new eyes. And the biggest question fans are asking now is simple: can their relationship recover, or is this betrayal too deep? Some believe they can fix it with time and open conversation. Others think the damage is permanent, especially with receipts involved. Reality TV friendships rarely survive this level of truth, and this one might be no different.
But here's what nobody saw coming. Melody revealed that she hasn't shared everything. She still has more evidence, more truth, more details she's kept private out of respect. Details she may reveal if pushed any further. Fans are now waiting, wondering if this is the beginning of a bigger fallout. Producers are preparing for what could become one of the most intense seasons the show has ever seen. Cast members are choosing sides. Viewers are analyzing every moment with a new understanding. Because once trust breaks, nothing goes back to normal. This wasn't just a revelation, it was a message. Melody is done letting people rewrite her story, twist her pain, or shape narratives around her life. She's taking back her power. She's standing tall in her truth, and she's reminding the world that a woman who has survived heartbreak, manipulation, and betrayal, both on screen and off, cannot be silenced. And now everyone is waiting. Will Melody share more? Will Kimmi attempt to repair the damage? Will the cast divide even further? Or will this truth spark a shift that forces everyone to face the stories they've helped create? One thing is certain: the show will never be the same, and neither will Melody and Kimmi's friendship. Because when a woman finally releases the truth she has protected for years, she doesn't just expose betrayal, she exposes everything. And in that moment, she becomes unstoppable.